McCoy, Jamieson-Folland, the lifestyle aligner, helping you live the life you love. And to that end, we're all about heart-healthy planning for the new year ahead. It can be a tremendously powerful time. It can also be very stressful with lots of resolutions created that can have us experience stress. So in one way or another, I've certainly experienced that myself. Have you? I'm curious to hear if you have. So from this week's blog, yeah, it's definitely worth checking out the blog. It's packed with ways that we can do just that we can honor ourselves and yet be in a creative space to harness our learnings from the year that we've just experienced, and perhaps even more than just the year. It can be a great time to review the last 5 years, 10 years, and then with a view to looking forwards and thinking about what is it that we choose to create next. So to that end, in this week's blog, there's a little section that I'd like to go through with you, which talks about honoring the lessons of the last year. So this can be so powerful. This is kind of our big clue to notice patterns that may have caused us some kind of stress, and it may have affected, therefore may have affected our heart health. And you know, I can understand that for many, the thought of thinking about heart health, especially when we're young, I think of myself as young, and you know, bearing in mind that many people are actually starting to experience cardiovascular issues when they're very young. So it's not necessarily so much an age thing that it certainly was when I was growing up. It always seemed to be that it was older people who were affected. And so thinking about patterns and ways of being and ways that we can support ourselves at any age is going to be a wise thing. So it might be that we've noticed that skipping meals, working late into the night, saying yes to things that we really didn't want to say yes to, it might be worth adjusting our approach to those things in the coming year if it feels right. And not judging ourselves, rather than right, from here on, I'm never going to do that again. That's just not practical. And setting ourselves up to basically fall on our faces, graze our knees. And all it can take sometimes is a subtle shift in perspective. So this is where noting, so for Chris and I, we kind of review. I always have a review for myself of the week, and then we share our insights. It can be a really powerful way to, he might spot something that I've missed or vice versa, and I can offer that up as being, you open to a thought. Sometimes those who know us quite well can spot things that we don't see. And this allows us to really create some kind of a guide for ourselves to help us make wiser choices as we're moving forwards. And like I say, it need only be a subtle shift that can create big results. So how about you? How are you approaching the new year? Have you looked at resolutions? Have you looked at intentions? I'm curious to hear. Always good to hear from you, and have a goodie. Ciao for now.